quick review of the ethmoid bone. We'll take a look. First things first, we need to have orientation, right? So when you see an ethmoid bone on a test, you figure out which way you're looking at. What I'm showing you first is the anterior view. We'll go over and move it to superior. Move it to left lateral. Posterior. Right lateral. And inferior. So let's take a look at these terms one by one. The first two terms you'll see on the superior surface. So we're right now on the inferior. Let's flip it all the way around. And one of the things that we see as a landmark for the ethmoid bone is this thing sticking up. It's sticking up like a shark's fin, right here. That is actually in the middle of your list, the crista galli. As we continue around here on the superior surface, you can't really see it, but there's a lot of little holes on either side. On the superior surface, these little holes carry the olfactory nerves. And these little holes are called olfactory foramen. What does foramen mean? Holes. Very good. This whole area right here where the olfactory foramen is at is called the cribriform plate. So on either side here, just like this little divot, the whole region, the whole ridge. So on the list, we went through cribriform plate, olfactory foramen. Next one on the list is the orbital plate. Orbital plate lines what cavity? Lines the orbit, the eye, correct. And the ethmoid bone, since it's in the center of the skull, in the medial place, you're going to find the orbital plate on either side. So this whole region here is the orbital plate of the right orbit, the right eye. We flip it all the way around, and this whole flat area is the orbital plate of the left eye. So if we're taking a look at a skull straight on, this is our anterior view. Imagine a nose sticking out, an eye here, another eye here. This will be my right eye looking at you, my left eye looking at you. This side right here would be the orbital plate of the left eye, orbital plate of the ethmoid bone for the left orbit. This side here would be the orbital plate of the ethmoid bone for which eye? The right eye. I have to imagine a face looking straight at you. So that's an orbital plate on either side, the very flat surface. Perpendicular plate is right in the center. I think this one has been shaved off just a little bit, but I'm going to use the screen real close. It's that very center line right here. So that would be the perpendicular plate. Crista galli, we already mentioned that. What surface will we find the crista galli at? Superior surface. It's actually this thing sticking out right at the top, right here. Crista galli. Next one down is ethmoid sinus. Sinus means what? Hole. We're actually talking like a cavity, a cave. And this one has been worn down a little bit that you can actually see a cave if you look carefully. I have to find it. Okay, look at the superior surface, and you can see a hole straight in here. And another one on this side. That would be my sinus. My ethmoid sinus. I've got two. The last part is the nasal concha, superior and middle. Take a look from the frontal side, and it is these ridges coming down. They've been shaved off a little bit. The superior one would be up higher, and this middle one should actually usually go down a little bit further. So this will be your middle, this will be your superior, and on a normal person these will be a little bit longer.